Aveline was just a regular teenager with dreams brighter than her tiny hometown. She sang on busy corners, her voice echoing through streets filled with strangers. One night, a sleek black car stopped, and a woman stepped out with hungry eyes. That woman was Vivian, a manager known for turning nobodies into global icons. "You could be the next big thing," she said. And Aveline's life changed overnight. Bright lights, cameras, and glitter replaced the quiet rhythm of her old home. Her songs played everywhere. Her name became a brand. Her smile became fake. She sang to crowds of thousands but felt lonelier than ever under that spotlight. Vivian pulled every string, controlling her words, her clothes, even her smile. To the world, she was a success story. But behind curtains, she lived in fear. "Without me, you'd still be begging for change," Vivian's voice always reminded her. Every day began with orders and ended with tears hidden behind gold mirrors. She wanted to write her own songs, but Vivian burned her notebook in silence. "You sing what I give you," Vivian snapped. "This is business, not a dreamland." Aveline's father, David, watched from afar, heartbroken and desperate for truth. He wasn't allowed near her, branded unstable by the lies Vivian had created. Still, he tried, sneaking past guards just to whisper her name through chaos. But Aveline froze, scared, confused, believing her father was the enemy now. Vivian's lies had buried love under layers of fame, fear, and false protection. Soon exhaustion replaced passion, and her golden cage felt colder every day. Every note she sang became a cry for help hidden in melodies of perfection. She looked in the mirror one night and whispered, "I don't know who I am." Meanwhile, David dug deeper, desperate to uncover Vivian's dirty empire. He found contracts so cruel, they'd make any artist her slave forever. Jill, Aveline's mother, had signed one long ago, blinded by money and fame. Now guilt consumed her, but fear of exposure kept her silent and distant. David begged her to help, to fight for their daughter's freedom once again. But Jill cried, "It's too late. She's too far gone into Vivian's glittering world." Yet David didn't stop. He gathered proof, names, and stories of others broken. Vivian wasn't a mentor. She was a puppeteer pulling strings with cruelty. Dozens of young artists had vanished after signing her devil's contracts. Some ended careers, others disappeared into silence, forgotten forever. Inside her mansion, Aveline's voice cracked under exhaustion and despair. "I just want one day off," she pleaded. But Vivian smirked, no rest for stars. The cameras kept rolling while the girl behind the fame slowly fell apart. Her eyes lost their spark. Her laughter sounded rehearsed, hollow, mechanical. Behind every smile was pain, and behind every show was a cry for rescue. But one person saw it, the assistant, May, who couldn't bear it any longer. She began recording everything, Vivian's threats, her manipulation, her lies. May reached out to David secretly, handing him evidence that could end it all. Together, they planned the impossible, saving Aveline before it was too late. Meanwhile, Vivian prepared another show, a grand performance for the world. She had no idea this would be the night her empire finally burned to ashes. As Aveline took the stage, tears glimmered beneath the flood of blinding lights. Her voice trembled, every lyric carrying years of fear and broken promises. In the front row, David stood hidden, holding the last proof in his trembling hand. When the final chorus ended, police lights flashed across the concert hall. Vivian froze, her perfect smile fading as handcuffs clicked behind her back. The crowd gasped. Whispers filled the air as cameras captured her downfall. Years of manipulation ended in seconds as justice finally took center stage. Aveline ran into her father's arms, sobbing, "I thought you'd never come." David held her tight, whispering, "I never stopped trying to bring you home." Jill came forward too, crying, "I'm sorry for believing the wrong people." The courtroom that followed became a reckoning for Vivian's twisted empire. She was charged with fraud, coercion, and exploitation of minors in music. Every artist she hurt stood together, their silence broken by courage. Aveline's story became a movement for truth in an industry built on lies. But more than fame, she longed for peace, the one thing money never gave. She returned to her music, this time writing songs that told her real story. No agents, no contracts, no fake smiles, just her voice and her truth. Her first song back, titled Free, became an anthem of strength and hope. It wasn't polished or commercial, but it came from her soul, pure and honest. Millions listened, not because it was famous, but because it was real. Fans wept, realizing their idol had finally found herself again. Aveline smiled on stage. No lights, no masks, just her and her freedom. She sang not for fame, but for every heart trapped by fear and control. In every lyric, she buried a piece of her pain and rebuilt it with love. David watched proudly, knowing his daughter's spirit was unbreakable. Fame had stolen her, but truth had brought her home once and for all. The cameras flashed again, but this time, Aveline wasn't pretending. Her smile was real, her eyes alive, her soul shining brighter than ever. Reporters asked, "What's next for you, Aveline?" She smiled softly. "Peace. I just want to live," she said, "and make music that means something again." Her story spread across the world, inspiring millions to break their silence. And as the curtain fell, her voice echoed one final line across the crowd. Sometimes fame isn't the dream. It's the lesson that sets your soul free. And Aveline, once a broken star, finally became who she was meant to be.